So sociopaths tend to be very emotionally stunted, right? It's part of the brain damage. The brain's never fully developed to be fully grown human beings because of this systemic disruption in parenting. Because the mother wasn't given the authority she needed to effectively grow a human mind, right? It's a super processor. It needs to be trained, right? Just like any AI, right? We need to train our minds. We are born with incredibly premature minds, and it's because the mothering and this is like, we know this stuff. We've known this since the 1950s. Attunement and that mothering and secure attachment is what develops neural pathways in a healthy grown-up mind. So sociopaths are brain damaged and have very, very shallow emotional ability. Mainly, it's just, does this feel good or does this not feel good? Like, it's as simple as that, right? And you see Martin, how uncomprehending he is. Does this feel good to me? It's good. Does this not feel good to me? It's not good, right? So I'm the sociopath. I'm the predator because he doesn't like my response to his preying on me. That it's that simple, right? Um, and so they can't be empathic, right? They can't put themselves in another person's shoes, and they certainly can't put themselves in another person's shoes who has a far deeper, richer, more complex, more developed emotional life, because they're small. They're very small inside. Um, but I think that's also one of the big problems with sort of this perception of marriage being a good thing, because for men it is. They're happy in their marriages because they've got this woman serving them, and that's about as far as it goes. And so there's story after story. We hear story after story about how the woman's like miserable and the man just can't comprehend it because he feels good in the marriage. He's got this woman serving him, and he can't understand her complexity, her emotional depth, because he's small and she's big. And so then she kind of drops the bombshell, like, I just can't stand being in this marriage anymore. I'm so miserable. And he can't fathom it because he's happy. And that's as far as it goes for him. If he feels good, it's good. If he doesn't feel good, it's not good. But he cannot comprehend he's in a relationship with another human being who has a complex emotional depth that he doesn't have. And that's because I think we are more resilient. Our mothers mother the daughters, and we are more resilient because of that. There needs to be a lot more study on all of this, but clearly the women are more resilient in terms of our ability to grow and be fully comprehending adults with emotional depth and empathy, etc. And also, we tend to be the caretakers. And that's probably about the best thing you can do for your soul, right? For your emotional development, is care for others. Um, when I was first starting out as a therapist, and I used to say, okay, I'm not getting paid much in money, but I'm getting paid in growth, right? Which for me was really important, is still important. I was, by connecting to all these people from all these different walks of life and getting inside them and healing them and working with them, it, that was the most hugely growing thing a person can do. And in fact, some of the men I have appreciated most in my life have been caretakers of some kind or another, like a teacher or storytellers. I like storytellers, obviously. Um, but when you're a storyteller, right, you have to connect to these other people, these characters that you're bringing to life. Theater people, right? Um, but we are what we do. So if all you do is, try and make money or, monitor some numbers or whatever, you're not going to be a very deep person. And especially in the patriarchy that we live in, where you're rewarded for being emotionally stunted, especially if you're a man. So you just cannot see or fathom or comprehend what this other person who makes you feel so good, except when she doesn't because she's not doing exactly what you want her to do, is actually living. What? She's just so much bigger than you. We're so much bigger than our sociopathic men. Look at Martin.